Um, the first day I moved in, or I don't think it was the first day I moved in, but within the first week for sure, the first person that came over to my apartment, that was in my apartment, was a city cop, which isn't like a totally big deal, but it was really weird and sort of marked what the experience is going to be like for me. There was a knock at the door, and there was a peephole that my dad later replaced with like this hardcore 180-degree Florida ceiling type peephole. But anyway, there was like a regular peephole. So I went up to the peephole, and it was this cop who was showing his badge and stuff. Anyway, I opened the door, and he asked me my name, and I told him that I just moved in, and he told me he was part of this task force for community safety that had been set up in Westmount, Inglewood, in that area of Edmonton. I can't remember what it's called right now. I should know that. Anyway, and he sort of just said that they were trying to get a feel for the people that lived in the building, know who was there, who was supposed to be there, blah, 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 which was totally fine. I mean, I'd been working at my job for a couple of months, so I was very sensitive, was developing a sensitivity for these sorts of conversations. And then it got weird when he asked me for not just my name, but my phone number, my license plate number, and my social insurance number. And so I almost gave them to him. I felt really weird about it, but it's just, when someone in a position of authority asks you something, unfortunately, this is my experience, but whether you believe it or not, you just tend to do what they tell you to, which is just disgusting. But anyway, I stopped myself, thank God, and said, this is my name, this is my phone number if you need to call me, which is public information, but if you really want my license plate number, you can go and take a look. And I'm not giving you my SIM. So he was sort of like, okay, fine, no problem, blah, 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 give us a call. So, I ended up calling him a lot because, upstairs were the people who would fight incessantly. Beside me were the people who would get wasted and kick the shit out of each other outside of my door and, run into my door and shit. And then there would be the random violence that would just happen near the picnic tables or wherever. And then this one time, it was super early in the morning, I was going to get my winter tires put on or something, and so my mom had come over and we were going to drive to where I was getting my tires, and she was going to pick me up and we were going to go have coffee. And so it was like 7:15 or 6:37 in the morning, and I was just blow drying my hair or whatever, and Mom was having a tea, and there was a knock at the door. So I go to the door and I look out the peephole and there's nobody there. So I'm totally freaked, but whatever, I say, who's there? Nothing. And I was like, who's there? Trying to be really assertive and sort of scary sounding, I guess. And this hooded figure, it was totally out of a movie or something, this creepy guy, who I couldn't really see his face because he had a hoodie on. It was down so I could see this part of his face, come so that I could see him. And I said, what do you want? And he said, I'm really thirsty, I was hoping I could come in for a glass of water. And so I was like, I said, what the fuck do you think? I said, take off, I'm going to call the cops. So I went and called the cops, and I didn't call 911 because it wasn't, well, anyway, maybe I should have. Maybe something would have happened. And I get this guy from the police station who's like, yeah, well, if you don't see him, there's something we can do, and, he probably just wanted a glass of water.